today. First and foremost, man, all glory to God. Thank you, Lord, for today. For we here. We made it. And today we're gonna be talking about the NBA. So the season is now a wrap. It is now official. We are now on to the playing tournament and the playoffs to continue. So I honestly have not even looked at everything. So I guess look, the seventh and the eighth seed is not official yet because the playing tournament will have to go. So we got the Clippers and the Warriors. Mm. We got the Clippers and the Warriors playing. We got the Suns and the Trailblazers competing. And then in the East, we got the Hornets versus the Heat. We got the 76ers versus the Magic for the seventh seed. Okay. Wow. All right. And then of course we got the Lakers versus the Rockets, 4-5. The Nuggets versus the Timberwolves, 3-6. 4-5. Cavaliers, Raptors, 3-6. Knicks and Hawks. These playoffs are gonna be pretty freaking interesting, man. Pretty exciting, I would say. Basically, that's Donovan and Harden versus Brandon Ingram, and Scotty Barnes. So that will be something for sure. And then we got Jalen Brunson versus Jalen Johnson. Um, CJ McCollum, that boy CJ McCollum, he's back in the mix. And then, Jonathan Kaminga's on the Knicks. Or, I mean, on the Hawks. The Knicks, of course, Cat, you know what I'm saying? Josh Hart, all them boys. And then we got Jokic. I feel for the Timberwolves, man. I do. I'm honestly glad we are not facing the Nuggets in the first round. And in a way, I guess we're dodging them until the Western Conference Finals. I'm a Rockets fan, so I'm speaking for the Rockets, but we got to face the Thunder if we get past the Lakers. And yeah, I think the Lakers are completely riddled with injuries. So I think we have a chance. We got a pretty great chance to get past the first round now at this point in time. And then we're gonna have to face the Thunder. Unless unless somehow the Thunder completely choke against freaking the Clippers or the Warriors. I'm really discrediting the Trailblazers, man. I'm really discrediting them. Like I'm thinking they're just not gonna make the playoffs, but I could be absolutely wrong. The Trailblazers, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Suns. Like, snap. But I'm going for the Suns. I can't count Devin Booker out, man. I mean, D Book, they got Dylan Brooks. They got a decent little squad over there. So it's interesting. So look, I'm gonna give my predictions here. I'm gonna give my predictions. This is how I think. This is how I think it'll happen, and then we'll narrow it down. Um, with who is gonna win the championship. So the Clippers and the Warriors. Now that game right there. I think the Clippers got that. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see Steph win, but I think the Clippers, they're just the better squad all around. So I got the Clippers winning this matchup right here. So they'll face the loser. And then the Suns and the Trailblazers, I think the Suns will end up taking the dub. Trailblazers are a decent team as well. I mean, they don't even have Dame. So I guess that's like probably a happy sign for him, being like, dang, they didn't even have me all year. And they're competing for the playoffs ultimately. Well, the plan to get into the playoffs. But I would say the Suns are gonna take this. So Suns will face the Spurs. And then they're gonna have to face the Clippers. And I don't see, I mean, no, they could beat the Clippers. That's a toss up for real. But I'm gonna have to go with the Clippers. and then the Clippers will face the Thunder. And so, the Clippers will face the Thunder. I got the Clippers facing the Thunder, and I got the Suns facing the Spurs. And so then let's go over here. Now we got the Hornets and the Heat. I got the Hornets taking that from the Heat. To be honest, the Hornets they just been playing pretty well, so I got them winning against the Heat. The Heat, although they're mediocre, but I mean, if you look at that, look at the fifth and the sixth seed, and then look at the seventh and the eighth seed and the ninth seed and the 10th seed snap. It's all within 3 games. So I mean, it's pretty even over here. You know what I mean? It's pretty freaking tight. But I would say that the Hornets are at this current moment in time, the Hornets are the better team. So I got the Hornets taking that dub. Hornets will win. And out of the 76ers and the Magic, I'm going to have to go the 76ers. I think the 76ers will win, and they will face the Celtics. And then the Magic. The Magic, they're a tough team, gritty team. Um, but I don't know. I think the 76ers got it. Tyrese Maxey, he's one of the top 5 leading scorers, I believe, in the league right now. So I think he would, be able to carry his team. They got Paul George. Joel Embiid is not playing, so actually that could play a big factor. But I got the 76ers coming out on top. So the 76ers will be playing the Celtics, I believe. And then that leads us to the Hornets and the Magic. And now that is a toss up. And so look, I'm not gonna lie. This is what I think. In my heart, in my heart, I want the Hornets to win. But my mind is telling me the Magic, they're gonna win. So I'm gonna choose what I think actually what will happen, not what I want to happen. So I think the Magic. I think the Magic will face the Pistons in the first round. Although I would like the Hornets to do that. So I'm counting the Heat out here. Just like the Trailblazers on the west side. I'm counting the Heat out. I could be absolutely wrong, but you know what? Hey, I'm not perfect. So I got the Pistons versus the Magic, and then the 76ers versus the uh the Celtics here. And then now let's narrow it down here. Thunder versus who did I say? The Clippers. Thunder versus the Clippers. I think Thunder win that. The Thunder win that. I think the Clippers could maybe get one game out of it if Kawhi goes absolutely berserk, or if that boy Kawhi just freaking goes 50 points every game. That boy averages 50. Then you know what? Maybe they have a chance. But I got the Thunder coming through. So the Thunder win that series. The Pistons and the Magic. I got the Pistons winning that series as well. So I think the Pistons would win that. And then the Lakers and the Rockets, man. Of course, I'm a Rockets fan, so I have a bit bias when it comes down to that, but I would like to sit and assume they don't have Luca, they don't have Austin Reeves. They're out with grade 2 hamstrings and things like that. So, and they have a 41-year-old LeBron. LeBron is still LeBron, but he's 41. Father Time is undefeated. So for this instance, for the Lakers to win, this boy LeBron would have to be averaging 35, 15, and 10. He'd have to be he'd have to be averaging a triple double. Homie would have to be absolutely 2018 Bron. He'd have to be doing a 2018 Bron. And that was 8 years ago. Snap. Homie was 33. 30 he was basically in his prime. Just his prime. So I got the Rockets winning that. I think maybe the Rockets in 6, if not the Rockets in 5. So I got the Rockets taking that dub. And then we get the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. I'm just gonna cut it short. I think the Nuggets got that. But Ant, you can't count Ant out. Ant is a killer, man. He does that. And the Timberwolves, they do got a decent team. I think they are with injuries to a sense, but I know some of them possibly could be coming back for that first round. I think that is gonna be a good series, but I got the Nuggets. I got the Nuggets with this. So I'm gonna have to choose the Nuggets. And then the Spurs and who did I say? The Suns. Spurs and the Suns. I think the Spurs got that. The Spurs got that. No disrespect to the Suns, but the Suns, they're not gonna win. If the Suns win, who knows? Who honestly, anything can happen. But if the Spurs are winning that, so that leads to the Nuggets versus the Spurs. Now that is gonna be a freaking series right there, man. That is gonna be an absolute series. And I personally think the Nuggets will pull that off. I think the Nuggets will pull that off. I think they could do it. They got that. That boy Jokic, he's one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league, in the world. And then we got the Thunder versus the Rockets. Gosh. I gotta I gotta say the Thunder. As much as it pains me to say that, I have to say the Thunder. I gotta say the Thunder. The Rockets just we don't have a true point guard, man. We're inconsistent. It's just I gotta choose the Thunder. So then that leaves the Thunder versus the Nuggets, man. And now this was a game 7 last year. And so with that being said, I think I think the Nuggets are gonna win. I think the Nuggets are gonna win that. I don't know why. I just think the Nuggets are gonna win. If anything, it's really a toss up between the Spurs, the Nuggets, and the Thunder. But I think whoever wins this Nugget and Spurs series, they're touted to be one of the favorites. And of course the Thunder are too, but they're the team to take out the Thunder. If the Thunder go all the way, I don't see an East team taking it out. So all right. So anyway, so it'll be the Thunder versus the Nuggets, and I think the Nuggets will go to the finals. I hope I'm wrong. Ideally, I want the Rockets to go to the finals. That would be beautiful. So now we got the Pistons versus the Magic. I think that'll be an okay series, but I think the Pistons will pull that out. And then the Cavs versus the Raptors. I got the Cavs. I got the Cavs for that. And then we got the Knicks and the Hawks. I got the Knicks. I'm just gonna keep it short. So I got the Knicks for that. And the Celtics versus the Sixers. I got the Celtics. And then it'll be the Knicks and the Celtics rematch once again. And now this one will be, I believe, a 6 or 7 game series. It's gonna be a tough series. It's gonna be a tough series. But I think the Celtics will pull through. I think they're gonna pull through. And then that leaves the Pistons and the Cavs. And the Pistons and the Cavs snap. That is gonna be one of those series. Now you see, I think the Cavs could do it. So I got the Cavs. I got the Cavs with that. And then so that leaves us with the Knicks and the Celtics. And yeah, and what I say, the Celtics. I think the Celtics got that. If anything, I don't know. The Hawks, man. I could be sleeping on the Hawks for real. Well, I could be tripping for even saying something like that. But the Hawks, I could be tripping on the Hawks. Genuinely. you know. But if the Hawks somehow beat the Knicks, they ain't beating the Celtics. But I got basically I got the Cavs and the Celtics. So we got the Nuggets and the Thunder and the Cavs and the Celtics. And you know what I think? I think it's gonna be Nuggets versus the Cavaliers. It's gonna be the Denver Nuggets versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, I know. I'm hearing myself say it. It's crazy. And then I think the Nuggets are gonna win. I think the Nuggets will win. So we got the Denver Nuggets as the champs here. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Rockets somehow pull off a miracle and KD decides and the whole team decides to lock in. But I got the Nuggets. I got the Nuggets winning the championship. I think they're great. If not, it's gonna be the Thunder or the Spurs. I'm counting out the East completely, but I would say it's the West here. The West is just the West. What rhymes with West? Yeah, the West is the yeah. So, anyways, hey man, that's my predictions. I could be absolutely wrong. We'll see how it look. I'm gonna look back at this video after it's a wrap for the playoffs and stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, toodles.